ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب.
So I'm going to share with you a quick story, and this story is going to emphasize for us what we need to be focusing on in life so that we don't get distracted from the actual purpose of our life, right? So the story is that there was a man and he found a nice glistening gem. He took that gem to a jewelry store. "What do you think this stone is worth?" he asked the jeweler. The jeweler took a look at it and exclaimed, "This gem is so precious that even if I give away my whole store, I wouldn't be able to pay for it." He visited many other jewelers in the precious stone market, but no one could pay its price. Finally, one jeweler told him, "No one here can pay the price for this gem. I would advise you to take it to the king. He's the only one that may afford it." The man thanked the jeweler and set out for the palace. When he got to the palace, the king took the diamond and examined it. He turned to his minister and asked, "What do you think this gem is worth?" The minister replied, "Your Honor, this gem is so unique that if you give your crown and throne, you still wouldn't be able to pay for it." The king became tremendously interested and said to his minister, "I want this diamond. I don't care about the price I have to pay, but I want this gem." The minister said to the king, "Leave it to me, Your Highness. I know just what to do." He then turned to the man and said, "Come to the palace tomorrow morning at the sunrise. All the doors would be open for you, and you're free to pick whatever you wish to pick for your diamond until sunset." The man thanked them profusely and left the palace very happy. He was so excited that he couldn't sleep that night. Very early the next morning, just before sunrise, the man was at the palace. And as promised, all the doors were open for him, and no one stopped him. So he went in. In the first area, he found a great variety of royal clothes, robes, and outfits hanging all over the place. He thought to himself, "I've never seen such beautiful royal clothes before. I should try them on." He tried lots of royal clothes before finally deciding on the one he liked the most. He moved on to the second area. There he saw a variety of royal foods from across the country. The man had not slept nor eaten since the day before. So he was very hungry. The freshly prepared food had such a nice aroma that it filled the whole area and it further increased his appetite. He thought to himself, "I'm very hungry. And since they have told me that I can take anything from here, I'm sure they wouldn't mind if I take some food." So he tasted and ate one dish after the other. When he was completely done with the food, he started moving to other areas in the palace. Next, he found a large royal bedroom with cozy beds and maids with large hand fans. He was tired since he didn't sleep the night before. He was so full from all the food. He ate too. He thought to himself, "The day is still very young. Let me just lie down on this bed for a few minutes. I'm sure I would wake up with enough time to continue exploring and taking all that I want from the palace." The man went on the bed and lay down. As the maid servants waved large feather fans to keep him cool, he slept off. When his eyes opened, he saw the king's security guards waking him up. "Wake up, wake up." They shook him awake. As soon as he woke up, they said to him, "It's time for you to go. It's sunset now." The man quickly stood up and started picking up things his hands could reach. "Drop those things," the guard said to him. "You can no longer take anything from here." "But I haven't taken anything yet," the man replied. "This is your problem. Your time is up." The guards replied, "Please, I beg you, just give me a little more time." The man pleaded. The guards still refused. "Then I'm not going anywhere," the man said angrily. The guards laughed at him and picked him up and escorted him out of the palace. So this was the story, right? Tell me what represents what in this particular story.
So in the story, the man represents you and me, or humanity as a whole. The palace is this world, the earth. The guards are the angels of death that will come to take our soul once we die. And the day from morning till night is the time that we've been placed on this earth.
Okay, so then describe to me the man's stay in the palace.
So the man, he didn't belong in that palace. He was not supposed to live in there forever. He was given just one day of his existence to benefit from the palace, to make his life after the palace better.
So how does that link to our existence as human beings?
So we, just like him, are given a set time on this earth. We are not meant to live here forever. We're meant to use this time so we can benefit from it for our afterlife. Good.
So our entity is comprised of two separate things, right? One is ruh and the other one is body. So just like the man got hungry, right? And he needed to sleep. He needed to take rest. So are we. So although we have been given one life, he had one day and we have one life, right? So in this life we have to do things for our body as well, right? To take good care of our body, but at the same time we should be mindful of the needs for our ruh, our spirit as well, right? And soul is kind of an indicator. So if our soul is not happy, if it's not contented, it means that we are not doing the things that we are supposed to be doing as part of our purpose of our life. But what about the body?
The body is a tool for us to live in this life. So just as important as the ruh, we have to take care of our body in giving it rest, shelter, food, water, providing.
And then in this world we are not alone, right? So we are not alone. So it's just like in the palace, the person was alone and he could take whatever he liked to take, but
yes, so unlike the story, we are not alone in the palace that we've been given. We have others with us.
We have others with us, so we have a competition, right? So we are on the one hand trying to achieve the purpose of our life, but on the other hand we are in competition with others and having more and more worldly possessions, right? So how is that linked to the story?
So we shouldn't really be focusing on getting the more worldly possessions. What we should be focusing on is the competition of who has more good deeds, more, for the afterlife, because life is what...
So it's not about hoarding stuff or possessions here in this life, but thinking about what can we actually transfer. So how do we transfer things to the afterlife?
We can pray, we can charity,
so like good deeds. So good deeds, right? So for good deeds we have been given a guide, right? And the revelation. So we have to live by the highest moral standards, by the revelation, and then our good deeds become our assets for the future, right? For the next life. But we mostly forget this particular aspect of our responsibility, right? So why does that happen?
We forget that the day ends for everyone. The guards come and wake up everyone. We eventually realize that our life here is over, but by that time it's already too late.
So the easy thing to keep in mind, the purpose of our lives, is to keep in mind that when you live in this world, when you do things related to this world, then do them in a way as if you're going to live here forever, right? But when you do things for the afterlife, then you do them as if you're going to die tomorrow, right? Then that would help you and not get distracted like this person, and stay focused on the purpose of your life.